Hello there, it is Julia. Hi. I have hijacked the stream. I hope Lynn won't be too mad. It's a nice Winamp. That brings back some memories. I need to get out my fucking phone. Chat from here, I'm blind. Hey, hi. Hi, hi, hi. Alright, so I'm going to go over some things. As soon as I get the oops. Did not know that was there. Um, Iron Sworn. Go downloads. I believe the Starforged play kit is what has the custom Oracle sheets. It even has. Yeah, Oracle's worksheet does develop your own custom Oracle's tables. I do not know how to just like get a here's an example of the Oracle table. Let me zoom out on it. Um so here's an Oracle table. You just label like what it's for and then like put in some results tied into dice rolls essentially. And this will help make decisions when for things that are unclear, like when you're asking a question about the game, I will find the actual Ironsworn Oracle and show you. Because we're probably going to be reusing some of that Oracle anyway. So here you go. There's several different oracles. Action, theme, regions, locations, coastal water locations, location descriptors, settlement names, settlement troubles, character roles, character goals, character descriptors. This is not relevant. This maybe could be relevant, but probably not. I would just stick to. Oh, they don't actually have. Well, we would just make one for like um we'd make one for the races of Sword World. Mystic Backlash, I have no idea what that would be related to. Combat actions. I'm mildly interested in this one. I think this is probably for during a combat when you're like attacking. Yeah, this is probably for fighting. Maybe? Is it? I don't know. This is I have to come back to that one. Not entirely sure how to read that. It may just be because of Iron Sworn being an entirely different game that maybe I just don't understand how that's played. Um, that combat actions are different. I don't think Mystic Backlash would be relevant. Major plot twist and challenge. challenge rank maybe relevant? Like, potentially, but like rolling extreme and epic would like I don't think we need that, even though it'd be relevant. Um, yeah, that is essentially what it is. Yes. Iron Sworn is a bit more of a role play heavy game. I think I don't know the full rules of Iron Sworn, but is there any way to just isolate this page? Is there any way to like just save an individual page? Oh, can I just hang on? Let me see if that works. Hang on. I hope I didn't get like a low resolution version of it. Um, oh, I think this just let's save the whole thing. No, wait, hold on, that's the PDF. Where is the I saved a PNG. I'm afraid to go into pictures without putting up something. So if you will excuse me. Oh. Enjoy Smushed Fairy. Anyway, let's see. Okay, it did save. Let's hope it's not. Yeah, it is unfortunately your low resolution version, so that's not gonna work. Shit, I forgot to get out of it. It's fine. There's nothing, there's nothing loot on here. It's like, seriously, is there any way besides like forcing me to maybe take a screenshot of it, which would not be ideal because that would also be. Let's see if there's a Iron Sworn. Oops. All right, caps lock. There you go. Okay, yeah, this is slightly different, but honestly expanded in a way that I like. So go on ahead and download this. Whoa. Oh, apparently it's a JPEG. Rip. Actually, saving it as .png and then selecting all files would work, wouldn't it? I think so, anyway. Um, let's go ahead and get that. All right, here we go. This is usable. This is very usable. Now, this is slightly different than the other one. Maybe I should look at the Iron Sworn rules first, just to see how oracles are supposed to be handled in Iron Sworn. Um, do this. We opened it anyway? Okay. Alright, so and look at some of how this works. Alright, yeah, so this is more about making a journey and such. I guess that's why Iron Sworn is just a little different. I don't think combat's going to um be anywhere near similar. Um Get to the Oracle in a minute. I want to see what the thing about harm is. Yeah, okay. So I see some of how Iron Sworn is working, and there's definitely stuff that is not relevant at all. Actually, on, let me go back because, that's just stress. This is about combat actions and being like someone saying, revealing a truth in the middle of it. I think we just need a potentially different combat oracle. So let's go with oracles. All right, here we go. Some moves may prompt you to roll on a table to generate a result between 1 and 100. There are also a set of creative prompts in Chapter 6, which you can use to reveal details, trigger events, and guide the actions of other characters in your world. These oracles help answer questions in solo or co op games, or provide inspiration for the GM in guided play. Rolling oracle dice. Whenever you are prompted by a move or an oracle table to generate a result between 1 and 100, roll two 10-sided die. One of your oracle die may include 10 digits on its face. If so, you'd read this result as 83. You can also use two d10s of different colors and decide before rolling which one represents the tens digit and which is the units. You'd read this as 36. If you are playing solo or co-op, you can ask the Oracle to help guide your game session and trigger ideas when you need to know what happens next. Its most basic function is to answer a yes or no question. Combined with your own instincts and creativity, this move and other random prompts can push your story in surprising and exciting directions. To learn more about this move, see page 107. Potentially, Kyo, potentially. Um, Honestly, with how much I love Shadowrun, I admit my skills are rather more suited to being a GM in Shadowrun just because of how much blatant lore knowledge I have about that game and obscure mechanics in that game, and having a lot of knowledge about like things that are not really supposed to be used by the player character. But I admit I would rather play myself and potentially use another oracle. I hate to say it, but I think oracles are slowly becoming how I want to play my TTRPGs from now on. I would be happy to try GMing, like at least one shot or so to see how I feel though. Let's see. Ask the Oracle. When you seek to resolve questions, discover details in the world, determine how other characters respond, or trigger counters or events, you may Draw a conclusion, decide the answer based on the most interesting and obvious result, ask a yes or no question, decide the odds of a yes, and roll on the table to check the answer. Pick two, envision two options, rate one as likely, and roll on the table below to see if it is true or not. If not, it is the other. Spark an idea, brainstorm, or use a random prompt. If you are playing with the GM, they're the Oracle. All right, some more randomness. You will find a set of random tables in Chapter 6. These provide inspirational prompts and random results for common situations. You can also use whatever random generators you prefer, including those drawn from another game, online generators, or visual tools such as tarot cards. These random generators will never replace your own imagination and intuition. If it's interesting, dramatic, and pushes the story forward, make it happen. Too much reliance on random generators to answer questions about what happens next can kill the momentum of your game or make it feel disconnected and incoherent. Keep it moving. Ask a question. If an answer leaps to mind, go with it. If you're not sure, ask the oracle. Then play. All right, so for our Sword World fellows in the chat, um, what do you think so far in terms of the function of the oracle? Oh, I'm sorry, Anguna. And Gio, that was part of the point. Oh, hi, Dragon Blooded. I am taking over for Lynn for a little bit. Oh, Lynn's back. Hi, Lynn. Anyway, as I was saying, the purpose of an oracle is not to create completely random things. As it explains here, they will never replace your imagination and intuition. If it is interesting, dramatic, and push the story forward, make it happen. Ask a question. If an answer leaps to mind, go with it. If you're not sure, ask the oracle.
Oh, it's that's just my roommate Julia. Yeah, I mean it's totally my own different form with a different voice.
You're just reading along with me silently.
Yeah. Oh, did you put that there?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I can participate now. Sorry I was late coming home. I was gonna get some groceries, but there wasn't time.
So anyway, essentially it's just a way to determine the likelihood of something if you are not sure what's going to happen. I think having a I think we might need to debate and test a little bit how that will work in terms of combat. Um but for all the other role playing things, I think that should easily work out. The key thing to keep in mind is that this will become a cooperative role playing experience. If someone has an idea, that they think would be interesting and an obvious result of what's going on, say it. I think the important thing to keep in mind is two things. One is that, like, first and foremost, trying to keep the basic um tenets of improv in mind. Let me see.
Hey, can you have frozen yogurt on celiac?
Probably. There might be a chance it was cross-contaminated in that kitchen, though.
Are you willing to take a chance?
No.
Okay.
All right. So, as I was saying, the 10 rules of improv are say yes and. That's number one rule. Do not negate what someone has said. Now, since we're in a tabletop situation, we may be able to be like in a fully, unrealistic situation. Like, let's say someone is like, yeah, I've got, you know, suddenly this regular campaign is going to result in a super holy sword being uncovered from an ancient crypt, just like all of a sudden. I think we can say, we'll veto in that situation. But outside of that, just roll with what people are saying. Add new information. Don't just, don't just sit there. Don't just kind of roll with it. I mean, unless your character is just the silent type. Although you can probably add like emotive grunts or whatever.
Brr, brr,
Oh,
brr.
Inkuna is BRB, so.
I see. Did I get home quickly enough? Also, yes, I got my medicine. I just took one of them out.
Alright, so let's chat a little bit. But here's some basic rules of improv that we're going over in order to help the oracle work out, because we do not want to rely on the oracle. We want to use the oracle when there's not an obvious answer. And since that means we're going to rely on cooperative storytelling, we're going to need to go over some improv rules, since essentially this is all improv. It's always been improv, but in this situation, the plot, not necessarily our character actions, but the plot itself is something we're going to have to cooperate and follow the rules of improv on.
Oh my gosh, Shiva says we should use Chat GPT as DM.
No, we're doing an oracle. Also, where'd you get the Sprite?
A few days ago at Sam's Club, when their machine broke, they
Oh,
handed
yeah.
out to if you buy a combo, they just gave you 2 cans because the machine broke.
Right, I remember now. Is there any left? Cans, I
Not
mean.
sure.
Are there any cans left?
Oh no, sorry.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna have to wash these cans. I spilled Mountain Dew all over them.
Please.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Oh, hey, Kuna. All right.
It is good to have you here, Bandy. Sorry about the confusion. By the way, if it has that plugged in, this is a wireless mouse I have. Oh, there it goes. If
I
you
would
want to use
prefer
this
the
mouse.
wired mouse. Thank you.
Oh, you okay? Cool.
Especially
Neat.
because I couldn't get that one working at first. So anyway, going over improv rules more. Add new information. They said, just you can feel free to like react to me in character and talk about things. But in terms of like if you're controlling the plot or whatever, or if you're trying to move the plot forward with your character rather than just, having conversations and whatnot. Do add new information, add something to the scene, move it forward. Essentially, don't just sit there and be like, a bad anime where they're like, you know, the thing, yes, the thing. Oh my god, the thing.
Stop making fun of the way I talk.
Don't block, don't interrupt someone, don't try to stop them. I mean, except for in the obvious case where it's like I said, I gave extreme cases. I gave very extreme cases. Um, another extreme case might be like someone wants to take on a grim dark assassination mission and maybe one person's uncomfortable with that. Then you can bring up the issue and we can cooperate on maybe we can move it in a different direction. Avoid asking questions unless you're also adding information. Um, yes and no. You are trying to create the scenario. And so asking questions is important, asking details. But, that will generally lead to information, so I'm not entirely sure that's a problem unless you're like, what color is your daughter's eyes? Something completely off base and out of character. If it's in character to be a creep, go for it.
I wonder never mind. I wonder how many. None of our characters have kids, right?
No, I don't know. Don't think so.
I guess
Pearl,
mine on might have one someday.
I guess Harper might have had a one night stand that resulted in an accident
Oh, I see.
and just doesn't know about it. Right? Play in the present and use the moment. Essentially, don't try to go back to previous things. Keep going with what's happening. Like maybe if you want to ask a question about something that was brought up before, that's one thing. But don't don't just try to re-steer things away from something that you didn't like before. To be fair, I'm probably partly misinterpreting these, but at the same time, I because I did not get too far in acting, but at the same time, I think these are decent guidelines. Establish the location, obvious, be specific, and provide colorful details. Up to debate, sometimes it may be more compelling to not provide colorful details. So that way we have something to find out. Change, change, change. I admit full on, I don't know what that means. But anyway, improv. Improv, people. Improv.
So we've got a director here.
We're all directors now. Anyway, I will go back over the Oracle. It's very short for people who haven't been here. Um,
I haven't been here in a good bit.
Hang on, I gotta bring this up on my tablet so I can actually read what Kyo is saying.
Yeah, sorry. I can also go grab my phone if you want.
No, it's fine. Bah.
I agree.
All right, forgive me. I'm getting an ad. I'm supporting you, Lynn. I'm watching an ad.
Wow, do I actually get money from ads as an affiliate?
Don't know.
Yeah, me either. Um, Where's that picture you put up?
Image 29.
Ah, thanks.
Mhm. 12th rule, try not to murder hobo, and don't act as the main character unless someone's agreed beforehand you're the main character.
What do you mean by
I
murder?
was generally commenting on that in terms of like ability to veto and such, and situations that might be, not exactly great. But yeah, that's good specificity.
Whoa, and it doesn't reach from here very well.
Ba, 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 ba. All right, so may I read the rules about how to use an oracle again?
Yes.
All right. Some moves may prompt you to roll on a table to generate a result between 1 and 100. There are also a set of creative prompts in Chapter 6. This is the Iron Sworn rulebook, so not all of this is necessarily relevant, which you can use to reveal details, trigger events, and guide the actions of other characters in your world. These oracles help answer questions in solo or co op games or provide inspiration for the GM in guided play. Whenever you're prompted by a move or an oracle table to generate a result between 1 and 100, roll 2 10-sided die. If you are playing solo or co op, you can ask the Oracle to help guide your game session and trigger ideas when you need to know what happens next. Its most basic function is to answer a yes or no question combined with your own instincts and creativity. This move and other random prompts can push your story in surprising and exciting directions. To learn more about this move, see page 107. When you seek to resolve questions, discover details in the world, determine how other characters respond, or trigger encounters or events, you may draw a conclusion, decide the answer based on the most interesting and obvious result, ask a yes or no question, decide the odds of a yes, and roll on the table below to check the answer. Pick two. Envision two options. Rate one as likely and roll on the table below to see if it's true or not. If not, it is the other. Spark an idea, brainstorm, or use a random prompt. Let's see if you're playing as the GM. You'll find a set of random tables in Chapter 6. We will use some of these. These provide inspirational prompts and random results for common situations. You can also use, sorry, do you have anything to drink? My throat is really closing up on me.
I have something with caffeine in it, which is Mountain Dew. I can go get some water.
There's some in my room if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, people. I need water. I know what a weak biological creature I am. Weak and frail, doomed to die of the flesh.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of. Oh, sorry. You're doing a lot of talking. So, you need water.
Big deemed tired.
And have one of those. Their vanilla yogurt ice cream are really good at Sam's Club.
I agree. I've had it before.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did it make you sick before?
No,
Oh, good.
The issue is just that I need to make sure that they change their gloves before they can prepare it.
I see.
That's all, because otherwise they could contaminate the cup with gluten.
I see.
Yeah, things I didn't have to think about before. Anyway, excuse me. You'll find a set of random tables in Chapter 6. These provide inspirational prompts and random results for common situations. You can also use whatever random generators you prefer, including those drawn from another game, online generators, or visual tools such as tarot cards. We have some custom oracles we're going to be using for this purpose. Trust your instincts. These random generators will never replace your own imagination and intuition. If it's interesting, dramatic, and pushes the story forward, make it happen. Too much reliance on random generators to answer questions about what happens next can kill the momentum of your game or make it feel disconnected and incoherent. Keep it moving, ask a question. If an answer leaps to mind, go with it. If you're not sure, ask the oracle, then play. So, are there any questions about oracles so far?
I mean, a lot of this stuff I find, you know, not familiar, but how does an oracle generate a scenario? Like, does it just come up with like random situations like there's an ogre or
How do we get back to? Yeah, I'll just go. Iron Sworn Aura. Right, here we go. So let's say that we need an overarching theme for a campaign. You click this, and then we get risk, ability, price, ally, battle, safety, survival. Basically, this is a theme for what the current scenario situation is, what it may revolve around. Like, say we roll it and we get time, we can interpret that as we're going to have a mission that is on a strict time limit and very urgent and pressing, and build around that. Location, we can determine where we're going for it. We roll a 39 to 40 steading. I don't know what that is. So 41 to 42. Something critical about this will take place in the rapids, or like, we're marching through the woods and we come out. What's the first thing that we see, right? Um, let's see, a location descriptor. Um, it's a grim rapids. Work around stuff like that, like grim rapids in time. So like we come upon a cave beneath a cave guarded by rapids and undead in order to try to save a girl from a sacrifice. That's the mission. And then we
so
all build around those concepts.
so it's based heavily on keywords.
I like Big Tuna's interpretation.
By the way, what happened to taskbar X?
Remember I told you it crashed.
Oh, I see. I'm sure it'll start back up next time we restart the computer.
What were you asking, Lynn?
Oh, just that. I was just
Okay.
wondering about the taskbar. Does it look different?
Okay. Um, but yeah, generally the oracles are just there for that. Let's see, Oracle 1 action. Let's see what there is there. Yeah, use this to give um I mean, yeah, this is general, like when an action is needed, like a general action, not like, we corner the evil priest. And what does he do? Like, we're pretty sure, about what that is. And even if not, it's more likely to be something akin to this table where we like almost certain he's going to attack us, but a small chance maybe that he'll actually plead for our help and we'll get a new development in the story. So something like that would be, potentially where we'd roll this if we had it in our minds to do so. Again, this comes down to improv rules and cooperative storytelling, whether or not that can come to be, and also, something along the lines of the oracles. Maybe, maybe there's something to do with fear or grim. We could interpret the grim differently, perhaps. We could interpret it as
Grimm's fairy tales.
we could interpret it as someone doing this because they need to, not because they want to. They don't see any other way out of their situation, and maybe we can help them instead. There's all kinds of room for interpretation based on those keywords that we start the journey with. So keep those keywords in mind as a way to guide the journey, and use these when you think maybe something would be interesting, but also, try to make it play out as best you can and flow when you think the answers are really obvious and it wouldn't necessarily be more interesting if something else happened. Like, you come across a band of goblins. Well, it's not really, in the middle of a journey. They're trying to stop you from getting further into, let's say, an encampment of Barbarous, right? It's not going to be interesting to try and have the goblins just like immediately surrender or bargain with you or ask for their lives, etc. The obvious answer would be just fight them.
It would be nice to be able to see some things be resolved peacefully, though.
Of course. And you can make those attempts as an action, in which case we can consult the oracle for whether those succeed or not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically, a lot of this is an attempt to simplify your responsibilities as a GM.
I'm not going to be a GM anymore. I'm going to be a player. We're all going to be the GMs now, in terms of all of us are going to control the plot and where it goes.
Do people generally respect this method for playing tabletop games?
Absolutely. Especially people who just play them by themselves.
You see. Um, this seems fine.
Okay. I'm just making sure everyone has an understanding of how the oracle works. Any questions, any objections, any theoretical scenarios you may like think, hey, what if this happens? What should we do?
Um, I I don't guess so. Not yet. Not yet. I may have more questions when we actually get into the game and I see it, moving. Kind of like you gave me all those instructions on the Dice Throne,
Mhm.
but it wasn't until we started playing the game that I really started being like, okay, how does this work? What do I do here? I'll probably be similar to that with the Oracle.
All right. Also, here's some more expansion on the Oracle. So you can draw a conclusion based on the most obvious and interesting and based on the most interesting and obvious result. Ask a yes or no question. Decide the odds of a yes and roll on the table below to pick an answer. Check the answer. Pick two, envision two options. Rate one as likely and roll on the table below to see if it's true. If not, it's the other. Spark an idea, brainstorm, or use a random prompt. So draw a conclusion. The most basic use of this move is to simply decide the answer. Think it over for a moment or talk it out with others at your table and go with what seems the most appropriate to the current situation and introduces the most potential for drama and excitement. Your first instinct is often the right one. If it leapt to mind, it is probably a good fit for the current situation. But if your initial impulse doesn't really excite or interest you, wait for an aha moment. If you're still not sure of the answer or want to put things in the hands of fate, you have some other options. Ask a yes or no question. You can ask a binary yes no question and leave the answer open to fate. Is this setting inhabited? Do I drop my sword? Is there somewhere I can hide? Do I know the way? Would they consider this trade? Decide the likelihood of a yes and roll your oracle dice to get the result. For example, if you rate the chance of a yes as unlikely, you must roll 76 to 100 for a yes. Otherwise, the answer is no. The next option is to ask a question and pick two viable results. Do I drop my sword or my shield? Is it in the forest or the hills? Does the elder bear try to pin me down or does it bite? Am I attacked by a horror or a beast? Is this a formidable foe or a dangerous one? You rate one of those as likely and roll on the table. If it is a yes, the answer is your likely pick. If not, it's the other. Use this approach when the answer is more open ended, but you have a couple of options in mind. Rule 13, if they're having too commanding a presence, ask them if they can tone it down for the sake of the party before it becomes a problem. Don't just keep quiet and let the frustration stir. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree.
So basically, we're all suggesting things as the story moves along. It's almost like, you know, democratically deciding where the story goes.
Kind of, with an oracle to finish things out. So spark an idea. The final option is to seek inspiration through an open ended question. What happens next? What do they want? What's this place look like? What do I find? Who or what attacks? If you're in a game with other players, you can talk it out. Brainstorming together will lead you to interesting answers you might not have thought of on your own. You can also use random generators to help inspire an answer. See Chapter 6 for creative prompts and random results. Or use your preferred tools such as an online generator for interesting names, or a set of tarot cards or rune stones for visual inspiration. When asking an open ended question, use tools which offer a spark of inspiration instead of a definitive response. Your creative mind will lead you naturally from an abstract concept to a relevant answer, adding excitement and surprising dimension to your story. Within the Oracle's worksheet, you will find a set of blank tables to create your own oracles, which we have. If you're setting off on a journey, you might fill a table with things you expect to encounter. When you want to trigger an event, roll on that table. So I guess something else we can do here is we can all make our own oracles um, for various things as well. Like the oracles should be a cooperative effort and kind of should be matching the upcoming journey ahead. Like obviously we shouldn't just sit out and plan it front to back so that way we know it's going to happen, but we can plan like possibilities that maybe we foresee for like say a desert journey, since currently everything's in Rajaha and the Burlite region.
Yeah, we're like going on a mission for someone right now.
Yeah. And so what are likely desert encounters for our current party level? What would a good boss be? Et cetera, et cetera. You know, what kind of treasure might we find? Make oracles for that beforehand and then roll on that. Do you kind of understand what I'm saying? Like, we preload what the adventure could be, and then when it seems like it would be dramatically relevant, roll the dice and just see what happens. But the thing is, we're preloading the oracle with things that we feel like would not derail things, while also making sure that we don't just know what's going to happen every step of the way and
Because
kind of metagame our way through.
that would be boring. So we
Yeah.
want to keep some surprise and intrigue, but generally we're feeding this and into the story itself like a general outline of where we think things should go.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, you know, it could be that we wind up across a group of semi friendly androscorpions who are going to wind up, they don't really have any interest in us, and so they save us from a betrayal. I specifically list this because that was how my original idea for this particular session was going to go. It was going to be the guy who gave you the donkeys and asked you to go to the ruins was going to lock you inside. A group of Scorpions would then proceed to fill him full of holes and then dig inside of the temple, which would free you potentially, but only if you were able to convince them that you were not a threat and let them take what they were looking for, which would also be something valuable that maybe you didn't want to let them take.
Interesting.
Oh, right, Shiva, you got horses, my bad. And so, because you were double crossed, you got the horses for free, and then you were able to sell the treasure that you found in there, especially more of it if you were able to kill the Scorpions. That was going to be the journey, and that could be how it played out, or we could take all of those individual parts, list them as possibilities, and then list other possibilities for the specific session as well. This will require planning, this will require group thinking. We may have to alternate between one day of planning and one day of playing, but personally, I think that's worth it. And if anyone objects, I can still go back to my role of GM, but I think this would inspire a more involved role play and allow me to have a different position within it that I would find enjoyable as well. Because I spoke about this to Inkuna as well. I'm not meaning it as a negative, but a lot of you have had issues in terms of participation in role play, specifically role play, but also like participating and trying to move a story along, but also being in character.
Have I,
Um,
have I done a good job being in character?
Yes, but almost too much. I had to kind of Deus ex machina you into getting to go with the party.
I'm sorry.
It's fun. But here's the thing, because you would now be partly in charge of the campaign, you can put your own motivations into the idea of where the journey is going. You could have listed something that would make Maria interested in what this journey could be, while everyone else could say what they wanted out of it. And so that way it can create an adventure that motivates and includes everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Like you said, I'm new to this, but I'm gonna do my best.
Well, here's the thing. It's also like you were saying during that session, and I felt it, and I felt bad for trying to force you. It was not within Maria's character to leave Rajaha, to leave her church.
Yeah,
You would have needed a motivation, and it would have been better for all of us if you had created that motivation yourself.
I think that's fair.
And you can involve Shiva, but only in kind of a I'm a video game protagonist and therefore I should follow the quest. So that way I can get the experience and money rewards. Which, to be fair, is kind of how Sword World is supposed to be played. You're supposed to be an adventurer from the Adventurers Guild and get money, but in an interesting way, we've all wound up being something that's described in the latest translated book as outlaws, or vagrants, I think the other word was called, where you are not part of the Adventurers Guild, but you do journey and you do accomplish things according to your own moral goals. So we're going to want to read over that together as well.
Okay,
But essentially, no one here is an adventurer. No one here should have the adventure mentality. Unless you're just like an overly philanthropic or greedy person who takes every request. Nice one, Kyo. Nice one.
I imagine my character would be philanthropic to the point that she would accept quests based on the moral character and good of the quest more so than reward.
I do feel I have one question about all this. The first couple of sessions were awkward for all of us. We were learning the system, we were learning the environment, we were learning each other. Quite a few of us were even learning how to roleplay for the first time.
Sorry.
No, no, you're fine. What I'm asking is, would everyone be comfortable restarting the campaign? The whole first whatever happened didn't happen at all.
I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah, and then we all start over because we're gonna have two new characters, Mayan and Kyo, and we'll all be able to be cooperative about our goals and how the campaign will bring us together.
Sounds fine to me.
Because we really only completed one quest in a sense. So all you'd have to do is take back your experience. I didn't give you any money rewards. Refill any items you had, and we'll just cooperatively build a better campaign and include all of us in it without having to awkwardly insert someone later on. Like I said, I think it was a good way to feel out how the system works. We also agreed that there was a lot of stuff with regards to differences between 2.5 and 2.0 that we didn't necessarily always like. So I think that would also help in terms of have having a concrete idea of what's happening before we go in. Like I said, we were all pretty awkward going into that first session. I think calling it a trial run and starting over would be a good idea.
That's perfectly fine with me. I guess you could consider it a demo. A demo that ended up being non-canon.
Miji,
Gee.
Miji never responded when I pinged him. I don't know.
He must be asleep then.
No, I pinged yesterday. Actually, I pinged a couple of days ago, I think, and he never responded.
Uh-oh. I hope Miji is okay.
So I don't know.
When was the last time? Oh, he did message me today. Converse.
You say, I think I messaged Miji. Did I forget? Did I forget to message Miji? Hang on.
Maybe.
I'm going to feel like an awful dick on a log if I did.
Miji messaged me today. Miji messaged me today and DM'd a picture related to boobs. And we decided that my boobs are apparently bigger than the picture.
Okay, so I did message Miji. I did. Miji never responded as far as I can. Let me double check, but I don't remember Miji responding.
Well, Miji DM'd me today. Look at that. Look at that conversation.
Sure is. I see a whole lot of talking with your accents.
Talking with what?
Your actions.
My actions?
I mean, not specifically yours, but anyway. So, Miji was made aware. I don't know what's going on.
I guess he's busy right now. Maybe he went to sleep after that.
Lynn, it's been several days.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I DM'd him about it.
Um, let's see. Let me finish reading this. Questions upon questions. You can come back to the yes no table and ask a follow up question to clarify or affirm a result. However, you should avoid leaning too heavily on asking questions or this move in general. Don't let one question snowball into a series of more specific questions. Even when playing solo, oracles should be the spice of your game, not the main course. Ask a question or two, decide what it means, and move on. When in doubt, follow your gut. Your first instinct is probably the right one. Go with it.
Oh, great. That's not great in terms of my autism. I'm the person who gets lost in the details.
Well, the good thing is you can make the details.
Yeah, I guess so.
Make that's the whole point of cooperative storytelling. If you want to be J.R.R. Tolkien and describe a beautiful field in incredible detail,
Ah,
go for it.
that sounds nice.
Which also, personally, I never understood the hate of Tolkien describing the environment. I think it's just a bunch of people with ADD who don't actually like reading.
Yeah, maybe.
No shade on people with ADHD, okay, but also I swear people don't got the attention span for a book these days, a proper book. A match on your a match on your oracle dice when rolling on the yes no table can trigger an extreme result or narrative twist. This can mean in all caps hell yes or hell no, or a yes or no, but with interesting or dramatic complication. When you're unsure what a match might mean, you can roll on another oracle table for inspiration. If you're still left scratching your head, just move on. Resolving a match is not a requirement, it's just a way to introduce narrative turning points that lead you along unexpected paths. Head down the rabbit hole, but don't get stuck in it. And I think there was another, like, go to this page to see more things somewhere on here at page 167. All right, how to use the tables. Ask your question and choose an appropriate oracle table. Roll your oracle dice to generate a number from 1 to 100. Check your roll against the table. The oracle will reveal its answer. Consider the answer in the context of your question and the current situation. Is the result a good fit? Does it trigger a spark of inspiration? If the answer is difficult to interpret for your situation, you can check up or down one row from your original answer or reverse the digits. If you've got your answer, you're all set. Play to see what happens. If you want further detail, you can talk it out with other players or roll on another oracle table. Emphasis on talk it out with other players. If you are having trouble, you can roll again, try a different table, or just fall back to your instincts and decide what happens next. When answers lead to more questions, you aren't limited to a single roll on a single oracle table when asking a question. If you like, you can let the result from one table inform your interpretation of the result on another. You can even refer back to the Ask the Oracle table to clarify an answer with a yes or no question. However, use caution with this technique. Too many questions and too many roles makes your session feel like an exercise in randomness. Lead with your instincts, leverage the oracles to fill in the gaps. Keep it moving. Here's an example. Use the character goal oracle to identify an NPC's primary motivation. The answer is avenge a wrong. You don't have any immediate ideas on how this relates to this character, so you roll on the theme table for more detail. Land the oracle answers. You decide the NPC's home and farm was taken by a rival. This is the wrong she seeks to put right. Oracle tables and matches. Matches don't have a significance when rolling on these tables. Okay, I think that's just an Iron Sworn exclusive thing. Intro to the oracles. This chapter includes a variety of oracles. Use them in whatever way best fits your preferences and the needs of your story. But here's some basic recommendations. Use this action. Use this table to inspire a discovery, event, character goal, or situation. A role on this table can be combined with a theme to provide an action and a subject. Then interpret the result based on the context of the question and your current situation. Oracle 2, theme. As with the action oracle, this is an interpretive table which you can use to answer questions or generate new situations. Combined, the action and theme tables provide creative prompts suitable for most situations and questions. In fact, with some creative interpretations, it's entirely possible to play only with these two tables. Oracle 3, region. Use this oracle when you want to randomly select a region. We won't be within the Ironlands, but we can use it for a Sword World. And Sword World regions. Location. Use this oracle when traveling to generate a point of interest or to answer a question about a place where someone or something can be found. Your role may generate a place or a geographical feature, which doesn't make sense in the context of your current location. If so, follow the guidelines on page 167 to generate a different result, or play off the original answer to introduce something unexpected. Coastal waters, that's too specific. Location description. I think that's honestly pretty self-explanatory. Settlement name, quick settlement name generator, settlement trouble. Use this table to generate a narrative hook for a problem faced by a community. This oracle can help inspire a vow for your character or serve as prompt for trouble you encounter when you interact with a settlement. Use other oracles as appropriate to help flesh out the answer. Character role. Use this oracle to define the background for a character or to generate a random encounter. Character goal. Use this oracle to define the primary motivation of an NPC or faction. It can also be used to kick off a personal quest for your own character. Character descriptor. Use this oracle to help flesh out a character's personality or physical characteristics. Roll more than once to add additional detail. You can combine all three character oracles plus a roll on an appropriate name table to build an outline of an NPC. Oracle 13, Iron Lantern names, elf names, other names. Combat action. Use this oracle to help inspire an action for an NPC in combat. When you're not sure what your foe does next, particularly when they have initiative, roll on this table and interpret the result as appropriate to your foe in the situation. We probably will not be, first of all, we will probably need to make a custom one, and then we will probably not be using this terribly often. We will probably use a likelihood table for one action or the other type situations. Just for the sake of like what a monster does in combat. Like, okay, are they going to use an attacker spell or ability? And then, if it's something like forgive me, this is just the first creature that came to mind, a succubus. They're going to be less likely to attack and more likely to use a spell or ability, and then you can roll again. Is it a spell or an ability? And then decide which one's more likely. And try to keep it like within that quick decision making. We might even make a specific oracle for that that's just based on a d6, since that's what everything else uses, just so that way we can get that kind of stuff more quickly out of the way. Sick backlash, that's there.
Wait,
Hmm?
I told someone on the Sword World Discord that I'm playing a succubus, and someone decided to horny bonk me.
Okay.
Yep. It happened.
I see. Major plot twist. Use this oracle to introduce a narrative surprise or revelation. Most of these results have a negative implication and can be used to resolve a match at a crucial moment in your story. Again, matches unique to Ironsworn. In particular, this is an effective tool to leverage when you make a move with match 10s on the challenge dice. This oracle offers similar results to Pay the Price table, but is more focused on dramatic events to your current quests. Challenge rank. Use this oracle when you want to randomly determine the challenge rank of a quest, journey, or fight. This will likely not be ever used ever. Alright, so any questions? I know that has been a lot to take in.
I don't guess so.
I think we'll okay, Shiva, what's the question?
What's an oracle?
An oracle is the thing we've been looking at, Shiva, and if you haven't been paying attention, you can get out.
No, don't leave. That was funny. I'm not even entirely sure what an oracle is, but I have a pretty good idea of how this works now. It sounds like a scenario generator. Basic
Essentially.
scenario generator.
Yes, and we're going to work cooperatively in order to build oracles um for our campaigns.
No, don't
No,
don't.
come back. I'm sorry. I'm
Wow, big meanie.
sorry. I am a big meanie, it's true. Who will speak for the NPCs? Whoever has um an idea for what the NPC should be saying or doing, we could make it so that whoever volunteers can be the NPC, and then, have everyone interact with said NPC as they would. It might involve a fair bit of talking to yourself, but I mean, that happens as a GM sometimes anyway, so. Welcome to Corneria. I agree with Kyo. That is exactly how our sessions are going to go. I would still prefer us to role play things out. AI is fun, but I think cooperative construction will be more fun.
I'm a very advanced AI. Rely on me.
Yes, you are. We're very advanced.
Yeah. Oh, IRL, that's nice. By the way, how's my makeup today? It's
Good.
probably come off some. What do you think about the eyeshadow? Is it a good look or bad?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. I put a lot of effort into my makeup for basically being in town for half an hour. Got the need. Only for a moment, though. Thanks for coming to this. Sorry I was gone for the first hour of the stream. I feel a peace of mind that I got my meds. I even don't know where one of them is right now, but one of the important ones I have. I'm sure it didn't disappear forever. It's probably just still in the bag. Hey, you wanna take some prog? Wanna prog?
Not right now.
Okay.
Um, Jokes aside, Shiva, do you get what's going on? I want to be clear on that.
Thanks, Kyle.
60%, cool. 60% is enough that you can probably get the rest of it through practice.
Yeah. By the way, now that we have an opening, is there a chance that you'll want to play with us too, Kyle? I would love to roleplay with you. It's never too late.
What about Ignis?
Yeah, Ignis too. It'll be nice to have Ignis as well. We had enough of an opening for Kyo, so why not?
I do want to try to limit it a little bit.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oops.
I specifically,
Oopsie doopsie.
I just feel like Ignis would be a good choice since I know he really wanted to play tabletop games with you.
That's true. I haven't seen him on my streams in a while.
Maybe he's too busy then, I'm sorry. The reason I was hesitant is just because we're starting to hit we just hit 6 characters now with Kyo and I, so unless Miji decides to drop out, I kind of don't want to take on any more players.
I see. Alright, I just messaged Ignis. We could have a battalion.
So as far as the what now is concerned, um, two things. One is I'm going to go over Kyo's character sheet. I'm going to make my own character sheet. Um, and I guess we could potentially get an early start on making oracles. I don't know if everyone would be like free tomorrow maybe to try to like do oracle building. Right now I'm kind of just mostly going over how oracles work in general.
Hey, Julia,
Yeah.
you mind if I say something a little bit lewd and not safe for work that's off topic?
Oh my god, I cannot believe you.
I've done it before. I took the Prague when I was it's the Sam's Club, and I instantly became Prague horny.
I see.
I cannot believe that stuff is so powerful.
Power. True power.
I miss having this in my biology. Wow. Jesus, how is that stuff so strong? The Prague horny is real. Embodying succubus, apparently. I've talked to Prague in like 2 weeks now. When did I run out? Like 2 weeks ago?
I guess so.
It's good to be back, but also it's distracting. It's distracting. Wow. This is a potent aphrodisiac. Sorry for the too much information. Alright, maybe not instantly, but by the time I got home, I started to feel the effects. I mean, I don't know if you know Sword World well enough to DM this.
DM is in direct message, not dungeon master.
Oh, DM. That's right. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Sorry, we just happen to have words. I'm it's called private messages. It used to be called PMs for private messages. Yeah, I. Oh my gosh. Ignis is not going to be able to join.
Oh, yes.
There has been a death in the family. Not good news.
I'm sorry.
So, no Ignis Terra then. Not right now, at least.
So I guess it's just figuring out if Miji is still in or not.
Yeah, it's weird that I haven't heard from Niji. You think?
Yeah. I'm moving the mouse around because it can't.
Hey, do you need those, oh, it's working again.
What's working?
Taskbar X.
Oh yeah, it was like that since I got on here. I mean, I don't know what everyone wants to do at this exact moment. Again, I kind of don't know what to do. I kind of don't know what to do without Miji, so
Yeah, I'm frustrated. I wish I could play right now. Maybe not, it's not a great time because, wow, my instincts are. I can't be being lewd on Twitch, and suddenly I'm. Veins are full of 200 milligrams of progesterone. I'm not gonna make smart decisions.
I see.
I'm distracted. Like, Lord, I'm gonna have to, like, keep myself under control. Intoxicated. I just can't believe it works so soon. I needed to get this stuff refilled sooner, jeez. Clearly, my body was progesterone starved.
I see. Would you like to end stream?
Maybe. Did you have something in mind? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess we might, since Miji's unavailable. The only thing I'd be able to do is, the only thing I'd be able to do is, okay, then calm down, targets. I would not mind that. No, apparently we're going over character sheets. We can do that. Sorry for derailing with progesterone stuff.
I don't necessarily need to do that on stream, so like,
Oh.
yeah, the custom Oracle sheet. Well, I mean, ultimately the decision's up to you, but
I mean, I could take a break and return later to do more Sword World stuff.
up to you.
You trying to, like, take your break and lay in bed together? Is that what you have in mind? Ooh. Is that why we're ending stream? Embarrassing the crap out of her. Julia. Get this silent. The silent treatment. No, I'm not high. Am I acting high?
All I'm saying is that you said it yourself that you shouldn't be streaming right now. Or you probably shouldn't.
Is this terms of service violating?
No?
I am not high. I mean, I guess you could say I am, but not really. You know what? It was torture to be weeks without progesterone. So good to be back. How long was it since I ran out of progesterone?
I don't know. I wasn't keeping track.
Too long. Mhm. Do you want to end the stream? I can always come back later if I want to do more Sword World stuff. Y'all can't do much without me, G, but I want to play. I want to play Sword World.
I think it would be best to wait until Midri says something. Otherwise, all we're really going to do is be resetting our character sheets, me going over Kyo's, and me building one.
I'm okay with that.
I can easily do all that off stream, and the couch is sweating.
Can wait until it cools down. Alright, I get still in streaming. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry for the too much information.
You know, I think it's kind of funny now. Someone earlier asked, why is your stream marked for sexual content? Well, if you're still here, now you know. If you're still here, now you know.
Warning, frog horny. Frog is back in town. Alright, ending stream. We'll see you later. So more stream later tonight. Maybe. Maybe. See you soon. See you soon. Maybe. 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 Alright, I'm pressing on stream button now. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Inkuna. Alright, bye-bye now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,